Good evening, everyone. This has been a long journey to get to this point, and I'm thankful for everyone that's helped me to reach this point in my life. As I was thinking about writing, what should I write for my speech, I was just thinking about the past 4 years of my life and what all has occurred, and I just wanted to share a little bit of my story with you guys. My journey began back in 2019 after I graduated high school at the age of 16. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do at that time. I was too young to attend college in person. And I didn't really want to take a gap year off. I knew I wanted to do something with media, but I wasn't sure in particular yet. And as I looked at different college programs, I saw that they always wanted me to specialize in something specific. It wasn't really something broad where I could figure out what exactly I wanted to do. And then it was that I came across Hartland's media program. It covered many different areas of media, and I knew that this would give me the opportunity to figure out what it is that I wanted to do and also improve my spiritual walk with God. But because I was too young to come in person at that time, I decided to begin doing Hartland's distance learning program. I took many interesting classes such as philosophy of Christian education, life and teachings of Jesus, Christian marriage and family, just to name a few. And I found these classes to be very interesting as they helped to deepen my understanding of the Bible, as well as teach me new things that I hadn't really thought about. And so in 2021, after I had completed all of the distance learning courses that were relevant to my major, I applied for Hartland and began studying here in person. Now, coming to Hartland was an interesting experience for me, seeing as I had been homeschooled since 5th grade, and so it had been a very long time since I attended classes in person with other students. And seeing as I am very introverted, it took me a while to get comfortable and adapt to the new environment. But as the days went by, I grew more accustomed to my surroundings and gradually began to make friends. I began to enjoy myself as I spent time working on group projects, working at the farm, or studying for tests with others. After my first semester here, we had a canvassing program. Now, if you know me, you know there are two things that I do not particularly enjoy: the cold and talking to people that I don't know. So I definitely was not looking forward to a 4-week canvassing program of going out and talking to people I don't know in the cold. But after having made it through that program, I can say that it did benefit me. While I did not come away with it for the love for canvassing, it did help me to grow spiritually, as well as help me make me more confident when speaking to people that I wasn't familiar with. As I continued my journey at Hartland, I had many different and new experiences, from helping Deanna cut yucca in the kitchen, to helping weed and plant things at the farm, working on cars in the audio shop, and helping the media team through the production phase of our many different projects. I found my work to be enjoyable, and I valued the new skills I was learning. As I began the year 2023, I had reached the next big decision I would have to make. Where should I go for my internship? I wanted it to be a place where I could improve my skills as well as work with a team. That was something that was really important to me. I talked things over with my advisors, and they suggested that I reach out to places like 3ABN, Little Light Studios, Amazing Facts, etc. And so I did, and then I waited. Now, this was sort of a nerve-wracking experience for me, as I had to wait for a very long time. And after a few months go by, I finally began hearing back from a few places. And one of those places that I heard back from was 3ABN. One day after PE class had just finished, I was sitting in my car when my phone rang. Now, normally, I don't answer phone calls that I don't know. But I felt impressed this day to pick up the phone, and lo and behold, it was Mr. Jorge Jaque, the head of the media department at 3ABN. He said he had received my resume and was interested in having me come to 3ABN to be an intern, and he was calling to set up an interview so that we could discuss things further. After the interview, he told me that he would definitely like to have me come and that he would go forward with presenting the idea to the board so that they could figure out the next steps. And so when I heard this, I was really excited. I figured I would hear things back within maybe 1 or 2 weeks, but no, God had other plans on his mind. He said, now you must wait. My first interview with 3ABN was on May 3rd, 2023. And as the weeks went by, classes finished, graduation rolls around, and I still have no idea what I'm going to do for the summer. And I began questioning whether this was the path that God was leading me down. I had heard back from other places as well, but those places didn't really have housing for me, and seeing how rent prices are very high right now, I couldn't really find a place that was close to the internship site and affordable at the same time. But exactly 1 week after graduation, I get an email from Mrs. Morricone asking me would I be available for a second interview on June 5th. Of course, I said yes. We had the interview, and afterwards she told me that they were definitely interested and I could hear back from them soon. Now, I was kind of skeptical about soon, seeing as I had been waiting for weeks already. So I wasn't really looking to hear back from them like super soon. But exactly 1 week later from the day of that interview, she calls me, but she writes me an email and lets me know that not only would they be offering me an internship site, they will be providing me with housing as well. And when I heard this, I dropped to my knees immediately and prayed to, and thanked God in prayer because I saw how he had come through for me, even though I wasn't really sure if he would. And so on June 26, 2023, I began my internship at 3ABN. Now, my time at 3ABN has been really enjoyable. Being able to work with others and learn new things was something I had prayed about, and God answered that prayer. From running camera to editing to doing remote shoots and working at GYC, I've definitely grown in this past year. I started off my first week running camera for Kids Camp, and now Kids Camp was a 4-day intensive where we recorded 100 plus programs in the span of 4 days, which means all 3 of our studios were running at that time. It was exhausting, but it was a really fun time for me. And after my first month, which I spent running camera, I moved on to doing live editing and post editing. I also got to do a little practice doing VG, which is video graphics, where we put up the graphics during the programs where we record. And I also got to play around on the director's board a little bit. I was hired back in September as a full-time editor, and I now spend my time live editing programs for the different 3ABN networks, as well as doing the post-editing for Today programs, Bible Q&As, family worships, and Sabbath school panels. I also edit promos and create graphics. And if the media team could put up some pictures. Thank you. This was the setup for Kids Camp. This was in our Studio D, as we call it. This was in the worship center. This is also in Studio D. More of the behind the scenes. This is in Studio A, where they also record Kids Camp. This is the behind the scenes in the control room. This is what the set normally looks like when we record regular Today programs. This was me at GYC at my camera station. This was after GYC, after we had just finished cleaning up and we were wrapping up things. This is me on a remote shoot. We were recording some health promos for that day. And also for this picture, we actually had to, that right there is a waterfall. So we had to carry all of our equipment up that rock ledge just so that we can get up here to where we would shoot the promo because they wanted a specific shot for that moment. And that's what it looked like on the feed. And that is the team as we're up there. And also back in April, they wanted to do a feature of the editors. And so I got put into the April edition of the 3ABN World Magazine. And so as I bring this to a close, I want to give first praise and thanks to God. He is the reason I am the person I am today and the one who has helped me to accomplish all that I have. Next, I want to give thanks to my parents. Whatever I had an interest in, my parents made sure I had the resources and opportunities that I needed to succeed. They taught me to also make sure to not just do the bare minimum, but to go above and beyond and do my best in any of the tasks that I undertook. And that is a lesson I still try to hold and to do my best in my work I do today. Next, I want to thank all of my friends and family and the teachers who have supported me through my journey. I would not be the person I am today without your support and help, particularly to those friends who helped me get through a lot of the challenging times here at Hartland. I really appreciate you guys for that. I also want to thank the Morricones and the 3ABN for providing me with an internship in housing. I want to thank my supervisors, Jorge, Curtis, Ian, and LaDonna, for allowing me to try new things and helping me when I needed help. And I want to thank my coworkers for creating a warm and welcoming environment that makes my job enjoyable. To my fellow students that are still here, I want to let you know to stay strong and continue trusting in God. Classes may be tough, time may be limited, but God will always be there to help you. He tells us to put our trust in him, and he will see us through. And I've seen this happen in my life many, many times. As I move forward, I don't know what challenges I may face, but I do know that if I rely on God, I can accomplish anything.